It's TJ Payne 1 for BeatStars.com. This is a very serious video, a video for producers, rappers, managers, engineers, anybody working or wanting to work in the music business. Lately, I've been getting some outrageous and asinine comments on my social media, and not just the regular misinformation or ignorance. I'm talking about some really toxic ideas. And I hope to turn these very destructive things into teachable moments. So I want to talk about one in particular, and I don't know what's going on exactly with this young woman commenting on my YouTube video. But as you can see, she's asserting that you can't make a living off of music simply because albums don't sell. And the only people making money off of music are the millionaire superstars such as Drake. I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute. Soul and I just crowdfunded an album, toured in about 10 countries, and sold CDs and vinyl everywhere we went. And on the road, I've met lots of other recording artists doing the same thing and making a lot more money than me. But I'm not a millionaire, and neither are they. We're all just working musicians who are making a living, and does that mean we failed? There's this perception out there that you're either a millionaire viral success or you're a failure. And that's what this comment is getting at, and that's why I think it's so toxic, and this is what I want to talk about. As it is, many of us artists don't know enough about the business to make a living. Either that, or we're scared to sacrifice everything to jump into a full-time music career. Precisely because we've convinced ourselves that we have to become the next Drake, and if we don't reach that status, we'll fail. And focusing on becoming a multi-millionaire, iconic superstar sets us up for failure, and it distracts us from building an infrastructure based on small but very real opportunities for career growth and revenue. If we're always focused on the big, from the very point we start, we're focusing on these crazy leaps, the exceptions to the rule, not things like marketing or social media infrastructure, things that you can really make a living off of. And that's one big reason a lot of artists quit, because we convince ourselves that the game is so rigged we just can't win. So we make music part-time for years because we never fully commit because we're scared, and as a result we fail, and then we become bitter. Fine, records aren't selling. What do you consider a record selling nowadays? 1 million units, 500,000 units, some kind of RIAA certification? If you're an independent artist and you sell 3,500 albums in a year, 3,500 by music industry standards in terms of major labels and so forth, that's a failure. I mean, that's pathetic. That's the worst thing in the world. But if you're not signed to a major label and you're doing this all yourself, 3,500 albums a year amounts to roughly $35,000. That's a living. And personally, if you're doing that, I'm proud of you, and I think you're absolutely a success and not a failure. Here's my advice. Admit to yourself that you probably won't become a multi-millionaire musician. Then ask yourself if you'd be happy just making a living off of music, just a regular living where you support yourself and your family. If your answer is yes, then get to work. Start learning about social media marketing, start learning about touring, start learning about royalties and every other available revenue stream that you can take advantage of. Because here's the thing, it's easy to be bitter and hate the music business, because being bitter doesn't involve working 12-hour days, driving thousands of miles on do-it-yourself tours, setting up a social media schedule for yourself. It just involves being too mad to admit to yourself that maybe you could have tried harder. Don't do that to yourself. Set realistic goals that you can live with, and then take pride in accomplishing those goals. Trust me, for every Drake, there are hundreds of thousands of artists making modest livings, and just because you haven't heard of them doesn't mean they're failures. They're supporting themselves, they're supporting their families, and they're doing what they love. And if that's not living the dream, then cool. Unsubscribe, don't ever listen to me again. But if what I'm saying makes sense to you, I wish you all the success in the world. And when you're done watching this video, I hope you go out and do something to help build your brand and help support your music career. Peace.